Chasing dreams, but I never slept. I got a new attitude and a lease on life is a peace of mind. Seeking to find I can sleep when I die. Want a piece of the pie, got the keys to the ride and shit. I'm straight. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Get up my way. I'm running late. What can I say? I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips that I have for school. It is coming up pretty quickly. I personally have 5 weeks until school starts, I believe. In about 3 weeks I'm actually going to be going away to the Virgin Islands, so that will be for 2 weeks, and I missed the first 2 days of school, unfortunately. But technically I only miss one of each day, so I only really miss 1 day of each class, because at my school it's split into A and B days, so we have 8 classes total, but you have 4 classes each day, so I guess I'm not really missing that much. But yeah, school's coming up very quickly, and I figured I would do some back to school videos because those are fun to do, and since there's only a couple of weeks that I have to upload them, I figured I would start now. So I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and like, and let's get into the video. So the first tip that I have for you guys is to stay organized. This is definitely very important when you're in school, especially when you go into high school, because you're likely going to have a lot more assignments than you did when you were in middle or elementary school, so you're going to want to write down all of the things that you have to do so that you can stay organized and prioritize your assignments. This is definitely very helpful. I think a lot of people tend to forget to do things like this, and then it kind of creates this just giant box of things you have to do, and it makes it so much easier if you just write it down in a planner and have the things you have to do listed out, and then you can just prioritize which ones you have to do first, and it makes life so much easier, and then you can just cross it off when you are done. I think, like for me, I personally have A and B days, as I said, so I have technically 2 days to do my homework. So that can be a good and a bad thing. It can be a bad thing because you can just put things off, but it can be a good thing because you have more time. But that's why it definitely helps to write it down so that I don't forget the next day if I have homework from the day before that I still have to do. So staying organized is definitely important, and having a planner or just anything to write things down really helps. Number 2 is to do your homework as soon as you can. No one likes having in the back of their mind another assignment they have to do. Obviously, if you do extracurriculars, you might not be able to do things right away, especially if you have sports right after school. But if you do have them right after school, or if you have them later in the evening, kind of learn to time manage when you're going to do certain assignments. So if you have maybe a bigger assignment, like an English essay, you might want to do that either in a study hall if you have one, or right before you go to practice, or right after practice, depending on your schedule. Additionally, if you are in class and you finish all your work and you ask your teacher if you can work on something else, definitely do that, and you can do your homework then. I am definitely that person. I don't really like talking to my friends when I finish my work. Sometimes I do, I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes I like to use the time when I'm done in another class. If my teacher allows me to, I will work on a different assignment. So I don't know, it feels good to kind of have some of that out of the way. So if you can do that and your teacher lets you, definitely do that. But don't do it if you, like, your teacher doesn't want you to, because some teachers can get kind of offended if you're doing another teacher's assignment in their class. So definitely ask before you do that. But yeah, that definitely helps a lot to get things done quicker. Number 3 is to study as soon as you get notes for class or you are learning a new lesson. I think a lot of people wait to study once they've been assigned a quiz or a test or an exam, but that can be overwhelming if all you're doing is the in-class work and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I need to know all of this perfectly now because I'm going to be quizzed. So I definitely think it's much easier if you, as soon as you start learning something, to study it on your own so that you start to gain more knowledge and a greater understanding of that subject earlier on, so that when you get the quiz you don't have to freak out and you can kind of just revise rather than have to feel like you need to learn everything right then. And it'll just be so much easier and less stressful for you. Number 4 is to utilize all of the additional resources you have for help. I cannot stress this enough. I think that a lot of students, including myself in the past, get very anxious about asking too many questions or going for help because you don't want to seem dumb. But truthfully, going for help is so important when you're learning something and you're in school, because if you want to be able to have the greatest understanding of something, you're gonna have questions no matter what. Straight A students are gonna have questions. The smartest people, Einstein, okay, maybe not Einstein, but actually even Einstein is going to have questions when they're learning a new subject. So it is definitely important that you utilize the sources you have, whether it's staying after school with a teacher, getting help, like getting a tutor, having like a study session with friends, using Khan Academy. All those different things can help you to greater understand the subject, and it definitely makes it a lot easier than just sitting there and trying to teach yourself if you just aren't getting it, because otherwise you're just going to fall more behind as you continue to expand your knowledge on this lesson and your teacher's going further into that lesson and you're still behind because you didn't understand the last part. So definitely always ask questions and use your resources for help. Number 5 is to actually take some time to do something that relaxes you. I know especially in high school people start to take on more extracurriculars, especially because you want to look like a well-rounded student, as you are going to probably apply for a college. Not all kids do, but most kids, or the majority of people, usually end up doing more things to well-round themselves. So it's definitely important that you still take time for yourself. You don't have to spend your entire night studying. Like, even the most intelligent people probably and should still have some time to relax, even if it's just for like 15 minutes. I think this is definitely so important so that you can clear your mind, because if your mind is constantly thinking and studying, it's going to get really tired. So you need to make sure that you are resting your brain and allowing yourself to relax, so that when you are learning, you are ready to learn and you're not just tired of exhaustion of studying and working all the time. So whether that is listening to music or lighting a candle or some incense or taking a bubble bath, literally whatever you want, just make sure that you take some time for yourself and to do something that relaxes you so that you can focus on yourself a little bit and calm your mind. Number 7 is to set monthly goals. I just started doing this probably in the beginning of the second semester of my junior year. I picked out different subject areas that I needed to work on, and not that I wasn't asking for help, but like personally struggled with, so that I could do additional research on my own. That's just the kind of person I am, so that I could have a greater knowledge of that subject. You don't have to obviously have the same goals as me, but just setting a goal for yourself even if it's not educational, just setting a goal so that when you complete, like monthly goals, so that the next month when you complete that, you feel so awesome. And yeah, I definitely think that that helps a lot, and it also betters you as a person. And we as humans are always trying to better ourselves. So I think this is definitely important. And if you write it down, it helps you to stay organized, and you can just check it off once you've completed your goal. So yeah, I think that that is definitely something that was super helpful for me. And yeah, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any more suggestions for back to school video ideas, make sure to leave a comment down below. I definitely already have some ideas that I will be uploading soon. But if you guys have any ideas of things that you want me to upload, even if it's not school related, just leave them down below. And yeah, my social medias will also be linked down below as always, and make sure to subscribe and like. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed.
People, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, trudging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring us. Got 20,000 deep off in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me